Wife slept with friend on a cruise and after that she decided. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. Hello, just wanted to share my story with people that have been through what I went through. So I was married with a almost 3-year-old daughter when I found out my wife 26F cheated on me. This happened when she went on a cruise with her 2 girlfriends. They left and came back, then a few days later after getting back my ex-wife now, states that she thinks we need to separate for a while, the day before my daughter's 3rd birthday party. This was out of nowhere, we had never had this kind of discussion before. Backstory, I was in school at the time, working full-time and taking care of my daughter in between along with moving to a new house in our town. We would argue, and honestly didn't have the best communication skills. With all that being said, when she asked me about going on the cruise, I said sure, no problem. She watched our daughter the majority of the time and I felt like it would be a nice thing for her to do with friends. Even though we didn't really have the money to be doing it at the time. I would watch our daughter while she went. So after she asked me about separating, I was very upset and ended up leaving for the night to go to my parents' house. We ended up canceling her birthday party with the family. We end up talking and agreeing to try and work things out. So I find a marriage counselor and get us going to her that week. We were going for about 3 to 4 weeks until I found out the real reason for her wanting to separate. The 2 friends that went with her on the cruise were mutual friends of mine too, and we all actually worked together at that time. Friend 1 was acting semi-normal. Friend 2 was a little uneasy talking with me and knew about my ex-wife wanting to separate with me. She knew we were going to counseling now and asked me how everything was going. I told her I thought it was going well. Also of note, my wife at the time was telling me that friend 2 was acting weird on the cruise and got upset at her and friend 1. Didn't really disclose anymore. So fast forward to me and friend 2 talking at work, when I tell her friend 1 and my ex-wife were going to another city for a girls' trip that next week. That's when she tells me hesitantly about some guy whose name I had never heard. She had been talking to my then wife about it all, trying to get her to come clean about the whole thing to me. My ex-wife had told her that she stopped talking to the guy and wasn't going to do anything else. She also told me that friend 1 also slept with a guy on the cruise and they were trying to get friend 2 to join with the 3rd guy. I go home after work and confront her about this guy. She tries to deny the whole thing. I press her more. She finally acknowledged that she had slept with him on the cruise. She was also still actively talking and texting him daily while we were going to marriage counseling. That day I moved out and got a lawyer. We agreed upon a split custody of our daughter until we figured everything out. We discussed our relationship more and more, and finally agreed upon trying to reconcile a few weeks after me moving out. I drove all the way to our house. I had moved in with my parents at that point 45 minutes away. When I got there, I said, if we are going to do this, you have quit talking to the guy and friend 1 who you did all this with. She wouldn't do it. She wouldn't quit talking to him and her to salvage a 9-year relationship. That's when I knew she wasn't the person I thought she was. The coming months were absolute hell. She would manipulate me into watching our daughter on her days so she could go to see her new boyfriend up north. Lies after lies after lies. She quit talking to friend 2 since she told me what happened. She told me it was my fault at one point because we didn't communicate well and would argue. Put me through absolute hell. Fast forward, friend 2 and I became even closer friends through this all and started dating each other. We've been dating each other for over a year now. She is a good person with the same moral values as me and loves my daughter just as much as me. I have 50-50 custody of my daughter, which I love. I keep thinking, why did this happen to me? But I've come to realize it's made me stronger. She was in the wrong. No matter how bad she says our relationship was, doesn't excuse the lies, cheating, and manipulative behavior she put me through. Also, around 9 months after everything, she came crawling back to me, saying it was all a mistake and she was sorry. This and that. Wanted to work it out. She had quit talking to him a few months after everything. Total bullshit. She showed me her true character when I was bawling my eyes out after finding out about the cheating and her spitting all over me. Sorry for the long read, felt good to write it out. I'm in a great place in my life with a beautiful woman and daughter who appreciates me. Second story. You guys, I'm overwhelmed right now. I was hoping to just vent before I did something stupid and I absolutely was not expecting anything like this. I have been drinking and I hurt myself pretty good today, both physically and emotionally. A special thanks to those of you who reached out in the DMs and those who sent tough love. Lord knows I need it. I'm not happy to be a part of this community, but I am thankful you all are here. I caught her once at the very beginning of our relationship. But that was like less than a month official together, so we talked through expectations and moved on. 4 years later, here we are in a trial separation because she needs to figure out what's right for her. It's a long read, but we talked it over thoroughly and decided we needed a refresher. Part of the plan was that she needed to get out of the house and start hanging out with her friends again, which she has been doing a lot, like going out 4 and 5 times a week. I never question or grill her, just wish her well and tell her to be safe and call me if she needs anything at all. We still live together but have been sleeping in separate rooms, and I can hear when she comes home. Due to my fears of a repeat situation, we outlined our expectations going into this, and seeing other people was not an option and was very clearly off the table. Her mother also lives with us and is nice enough, but is pretty obviously poison in her ear and is a very I don't need no man. All men are pigs kind of person. She has also slept with something like 15 guys in the less than year she's been here. I always let the dogs out at 6 a.m. and just so happened to bump into her coming home. I was sleepy and muttered an "Oh hey, where'd you go?" Just trying to be friendly. She came back with Nathan stood me up and her eyes got wide as she realized she was talking to me and not her mother. She's on Tinder again. I told her I was leaving and needed to get out of the house before I killed myself, not being manipulative. I have a history of severe depression and was legitimately concerned I wouldn't be able to restrain myself. Her only response was "Please don't go, I can't afford rent by myself," which just absolutely broke me. In my darkest moments, face to face with the person who redefined my expectations of love, the woman I was ready to commit my life to, my reason why, I was reduced to how much I contributed financially. The same paycheck she has been using to fuck other guys. I don't know what to do. I'm sobbing and shaking, I haven't slept in days, I'm fucking up at work, I've developed a drinking problem again, I was 2 years sober, and I'm ready to let go and end it all with a magnificent downward spiral. WTF am I supposed to do? There is no reason anymore. Why should I wake up? Why should I care about my body? Why should I care about anyone? I have no friends, no family, and I mean none. I'm just naked, alone and crying in an empty house. There is no bright side, I have nothing left. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.